Hey guys, this is our spoiler-free review for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. We're just going to give you an idea as to what we thought about the film, and we'll talk about in another video a discussion sort of thing on the film that goes into a lot more depth. Hope you guys enjoy. So I'll start us off with the spoiler-free. I'll just give my quick first impressions type of thing, and then we'll kind of, lay out sort of what we liked and what we didn't like. But overall, I absolutely love this film personally. Like, I thought that so many elements of the movie Tarantino just got right, and he has obviously just over the years with each film just perfected so many things. And I think together with this film, he's really perfected so many elements, like from the script to the characters and the actors themselves, the performances they give, and the story. I think all of it just works extremely well together for me.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to
give
your thoughts, Jared?
I have to agree. In terms of it, when I sort of finished the film, for me, it kind of felt like a really strange Tarantino film. Like, it didn't seem like it fits in with the whole, like, oh, it's a Tarantino film type thing. But I felt like that was really good. Like it was such a different film from what he's used to, but it was still his caliber of directing, and it was fantastic.
Yeah. No, I get you. I'm on the same page pretty much across the board. I think what he got out of the actors especially was really, really impressive. And I don't see a lot of a connection between his style in other movies and the style here. But I think that what he's done is kind of shown an awareness of what we expect of him and actively worked against that grain. He's defied a little bit of, like, he defied my expectations, and I think it worked out for the best, to be honest. I think it was a great movie. Albeit a long movie, but it didn't really feel that bad in the cinema.
Like, it is about 2.5 hours, and it's about 2 hours and 45 minutes if you include credits. But like at that time, usually with films at that length, you really can feel in places the pacing, but like as you said, for me, it just from beginning to end, I was engaged the whole way through. I think that's one thing he really does incredibly well, is keep your engagement level at like 100% the whole time.
And the good thing as well is that I know a lot of movies that have multiple sort of characters. Some movies you'll think like they'll focus on one character too much or another character too much. It was perfect throughout the whole film for me. Like
just in terms of like the overarching story, just establish that it's set in Hollywood in 1969. It follows Rick Dalton, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, and
Cliff Booth,
played by Brad Pitt, who is the leading man and the stunt double. Kind of in that 60s era.
Late 60s. I think it was like, 69?
1969. And it kind of envelops the whole, like some of the characters in the film, and you would have seen from the trailers, it's not really spoilers, but it's kind of enveloped in that whole Roman Polanski, Sharon Tate, and
Charles Manson.
The Charles Manson and the Manson family. Kind of the that like hippie movement of the 70s that took place in Hollywood and in America.
Definitely a very changing period of time.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely,
And you can see that in both respects. Like, Hollywood itself is changing,
and the characters in particular, and the kind of like
it's interesting because I feel like Rick Dalton is kind of exemplified as old Hollywood, and you can see he's kind of being phased out of Hollywood. He's like considered an actor past his prime, and it's just about the kind of the toll that takes on you as a person to be kind of revered and put on this pedestal for so long, and then to be told, you're not
relevant anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I think Leonardo DiCaprio does an incredible job at capturing that kind of semi-troubled but trying to put on a brave face and still remain like an important part of Hollywood.
Yeah.
I mean, his performances are always good.
Yeah.
And obviously Tarantino gets the most out of his actors, because I also think Brad Pitt did a good job.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That was probably the strongest thing in the entire film for me, was the acting overall. Every actor was just fantastic.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
So
Like
the film follows them together, but them individually as well, and it also follows Margot Robbie, who plays Sharon Tate, and her story in relation to her kind of coming to Hollywood with Roman Polanski. We might save a little bit more of that.
Yeah, I think delving into their stories in particular,
definitely.
Which I think,
I think it also needs to be said that on a technical standpoint, what they had done with this movie in terms of recreating the 60s / moving into the 70s era is absolutely incredible. And obviously spent a lot of money redesigning, obviously, like storefronts in Hollywood itself. And it definitely pays off, because like he does have a lot of shots of like driving shots of cars, which it's just seeing that whole world, and it's the way it's realized, because again, like a lot of movies that do go back to that era will use CGI to enhance obviously the city and the world, and like you can definitely tell when it's CGI, but here it's just so obviously well realized.
It's interesting because obviously the structure of Hollywood hasn't changed much.
Yeah.
So, because when you watch like interviews with Brad Pitt and stuff, he said that the most fun he had was driving down Hollywood Boulevard. So obviously, like the bare bones was there for them to kind of work with, and Tarantino's really kind of just worked with the pre-existing kind of set piece that is Hollywood, and just like worked that into his favor. Because it doesn't look. It doesn't look like a movie that's trying to be from the 60s. It looks like,
but there's even like
the 60s.
Like they go to such lengths that there's even a shot in the film where they drive onto a highway, and like it's a 5-10 second shot, but when you think about it, like they would have had to have closed down that entire highway to put cars of that era on the highway driving down it at the time that they drove. Like a simple shot just shows how much they kind of go into like how much they care about the production. You know what I mean? Like,
I have to say, as a car enthusiast, the cars in that movie were spot on.
Good.
Like, the sound and everything was perfect. Like,
yeah,
there's a lot of films where they'll have the cars, and I'm like, oh man, that's so like that car doesn't sound like that and everything. But no, it was absolutely perfect in this film. Yeah.
What did we think of because obviously there are storylines which Tarantino likes to do, like kind of individualized storylines. These are a lot more connected in this movie.
Yeah,
it's not like Pulp Fiction, where each character has very loose ties to the other characters in the story. These characters are all very much intertwined. What did we think of like the pacing, or the way that the stories were structured?
I thought like it was incredibly well done to me. Like, because again, every storyline by themselves is interesting, but then the way they tie together is
true.
Like he sets up everything incredibly well, so there's like a lot of foreshadowing almost in certain scenes. Like I think
there's a lot of
we were talking about one thing in particular, like with
we'll go into the spoilers. He goes out of his way to make sure that the stories set up what he wants to do when he wants to do it.
Exactly.
There was one sort of part of the film, and it's towards the end, so I feel like we should talk about it in the spoilers, that for me was kind of like like it felt a little bit off. But we'll talk about that in the spoilers.
Did you guys
but everything else for me,
a favorite storyline? An individualized storyline. I know that they all kind of come together.
I mean, if I had to pick my personal favorite storyline, it would have to have been Cliff Booth, which is Brad Pitt's storyline.
I have to agree.
Like they're all super strong, but his probably is the kind of biggest standout. For me, but
he's got Brad Pitt has exceptional. I call it stage presence, but I guess camera presence. When he's in frame. Very, very, very
commands attention.
Absolutely.
Super charismatic. Like even when he's kind of playing like a washed up
stuntman,
but like he's got so much confidence in
Yeah.
everything he does that you can't help but be mesmerized by his
Oh
performance.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I agree that his individualized storyline was probably the most appealing
Yep.
and the
Yeah.
most universally like enjoyable to watch.
It was
Not
it
to
was
say-
fantastic
Yeah.
to see Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt
But I think
on screen
yeah.
together. Like that was just phenomenal. You know?
Yeah.
Two really high caliber actors
Yeah.
like mixing with each
Yeah.
other. It was amazing. Fantastic.
And the only other thing that I think I wanted to talk about in the spoiler free is the soundtrack.
Oh
Which,
yeah, the choice of music was
great,
fantastic.
yeah.
Yeah, like it's easily something you could purchase and just listen to by itself.
Absolutely.
One of those soundtracks.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think across the board, we're all giving it a big thumbs up. Go see
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, definitely.
I will say, just be prepared that this is not a typical Tarantino film you're going to walk into, though.
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely a long film, and that, like, for some, it's definitely not his signature style.
Yeah.
in
It's-
space. Like, it's like
People
certain
have been
as-
saying it's a love letter to Hollywood, which is accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not stylistic. Like I said at the start, it's not stylistically
Yeah.
what you would expect from him, and he
Yeah.
goes out of his way to defy expectation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're expecting to see like a classic, you know,
Django and
Yeah.
Glorious
Django
Bastards.
style film, you're not going to get it here. But I think what you are going to get is definitely worth your while.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We'll go into more detail in the,
In the spoilers,
spoiler
yep.
section.
Yeah.
Alright, thanks for watching, guys. That was our review of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. We hope that you enjoyed it, because we definitely enjoyed the movie. If you want a more in-depth discussion, we go into like kind of spoiler territory and talk about the kind of intricacies of what we did and didn't like about the film in the other video in our channel. It goes for a bit longer. So if you're interested, check it out. Next time we record, we're going to be doing a review of Angel Has Fallen,
Yep.
which is the third in the trilogy from the kind of Gerard Butler action
Franchise.
franchise, I
Has
guess.
fallen.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in that, we might do a discussion about the first two films before, you know, Angel Has Fallen has come out.
Yeah.
We'll see how we go. Otherwise, hit like and subscribe. Let us know what you thought of the film in the comments. We'd really like to hear from you. Thank you for watching.
Yeah,
Yeah, thanks heaps, guys.
See ya.